Y'all know what I'm on. You know what I'm on. Some of y'all might have missed that paperwork party. A motherfucker just was tired all day, slept all day. I don't know what it is. When you got so much information running through your head, man, this shit ain't the same no more. I've been tired all day. Lately, since I've been thinking and running through this shit, y'all, this shit gonna pay off. It always pays off for some reason. I ain't even partying. I ain't even going over nobody's house. I ain't kicking it with nobody. Look, I got tons of paperwork over here, y'all. Tons of paperwork over here. I'm looking at the procedure where you access the bond and make the bond live. We got the real procedure right here, y'all. Look, it said creator. The creative process, UCC1, make the bond live. UCC1 and make the bond live. It said 100% rate. A 100% rate. Only thing that I like, 100%. You can't give me 100% of your time. You can't give me 100% of nothing. I don't know if we can talk. No, my boy. Create the bond, make it live. It said the procedures, ownership, birth certificate, UCC1. Then use the authority to create and discharge bond, and it worked with 100% rate. If it's saying they got 100% rate of working, would you go and get this 250,000? Look, 100% rate. Look, for you to crack that 250,000, right? I got the step by step. Look, even on this paper right here, it's saying that you this UCC1 to create bond and make it live. So you know if it creating bonds and you making this shit live in 100% rate, this shit said 100% rate. Oh, thanks, bro. If you want to get this paperwork party to get this money, what's up, chat? Hey, this straight up. You know why these people couldn't access the money to get the 250,000? I know you can access it and you know you can offset and get the money, right? Yo, I got the step by step right here. And you want my number? 907-615-1316. Look, I got the real procedures right here, y'all. This is the real procedures to get the 250,000. Look, it said you put the trust. Look, your birth certificate bonds number is the license number. You know what I'm saying? It said redeem your birth certificate, the UCC1. Once you use that, everybody used to talk about that UCC1. Go back 10 years ago. Now, since y'all don't forgot about it, that's how you really do it. The dude on YouTube talking about the UCC1, but guess what? He was always getting stuck with trying to get the money out, y'all. But guess what? I got the real thing. These sovereigns, yo, we got this shit on lock. We got it on lock. Now y'all gonna see me. I'm gonna sell their paperwork, but you also gonna see me redeem my birth certificate. Because guess what? They lying to us, y'all. You can't go to jail. This ain't no PP loan and all that shit. No PP loans over here, sir. None of that. That's why I say earlier I threw the paperwork party for 250,000. Some people got my number. People got my number. They hit me up. Some people bought the paperwork. Some people bought the paperwork today. Big success to y'all, man, for believing in this shit. Because get what? If you don't take risks in life, And especially owning your own birth certificate, that shit is real, y'all. Why you think that? Look, why you think? Look, I'm gonna show you this. I got sovereign paperwork over here, the procedures, right? Tell me this. Why they got 50 states? Natural born person, 50 states. Tell me that. Can y'all tell me that? Yes, bro. I always have to come up with I got the procedure as a sovereign procedures that look, they got the special banking accounts. Tell me why they got all this shit that y'all don't know about or we don't know about. Tell me this. And look, this paperwork right here, you can access the 250 grand. You know why they didn't get it out? You got to open up a TD Trade account. And once you open up a TD Trade account, you approve the Fed release your money for the ownership of your name. I'm giving you this shit. I can't even make this up, y'all. This paperwork right here, what's the law? Oh, it ain't no law. It called redeeming your birth certificate. Once you redeem your birth certificate, they know instantly you ain't going up under their rules. And look, when you go to court now, you do a special appearance. See, with your constitutional rights, since they want to play with your shit, right? Use a special appearance letter to go in court now. Because if you don't, you're going to be up under their constitutional rights. How to research that? Oh, you can't research this, dude. You can't research this. Let me tell you why. The paperwork that I get, it comes strictly from the White House. Straight up, comes strictly from the White House, bro. The old man who gave me this book and this knowledge, he died, bro. I tried to find this book. It don't even really exist. So I'm asking myself one day, because I used to do private contract in the military up in North Pole Fairbanks. And I used to always talk about the constitutional rights. He said that once you be in government, you have no rights. That's why they got, this paperwork. I got agents, chiefs, captains, sergeants, they and administrators, right? You can all sue them. But how you research this paperwork, man, there's no researching it. It's straight facts. You just gotta buy it from me and do your thing, man, with this 250 grand. I ain't gotta lie about it. I really ain't gotta lie. And really tell you the truth, my brother, you can't even research this. I don't want to look stupid. Mr. Stop the Constitution. I'm not making this up. Look. I'm gonna show you some of this. I'm gonna show you this. I can't show you some of this. Now look, tell me this. Look, this ain't coming from me. This motherfucker say credit unions, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, or PNC private banking only made using successful accounts will be able to access non-negotiable instruments. Corporations resale under Rule 144A. See, them motherfuckers say your name in all caps state you where you were born, all that underwriting. Look, yo, I ain't gotta lie. This shit is real. And then guess what it tell you? Since Mr. Constitutional, you wanna call me Mr. Constitutional? Hey, this ain't coming from my motherfucking eyes or my words. Sir, this is not coming from my words about the 250 grand when you offset the buns. You know what I'm saying? You can get my number at 907-615-1316, bro. You got 11 steps to do this shit. 11 steps. And guess what? 100% rate. And guess what? It have it right here, 1 through 11. What? I'm going to read you just 11. It say, you can walk right into a private bank or a credit union using this procedure and get your cash straight out of commercial account. And then it said, in the past, you could only offset bills and access credit through this account. Can now be monetized as long with debit payments made sure when you receive a 1099 and you file taxes on your return, and pay 10% of it back. You know what I'm saying? Anything you draw out from the IRS, you all set. Hey, you can't even make this shit up. Hey, let me hold 100K. Hey, you can hold your own money. Look, that's all you got to do. I'm just putting you up on game. Redeem your birth certificate and you the UCC one and see what happens. Look, you know what I'm saying? Everybody been talking about that. I don't have you been to a school now? No, I ain't been to no school, but I've been doing this over 15 or 20 years though. My information burnt up. It all started by me with child support playing with me. I'm gonna show y'all the paperwork on child support. It's unconstitutional. I'm tell you, the end of the month, don't worry about them. I'm gonna take them clean coal out. Trust me. But what I'm doing right now is I'm giving y'all this paperwork about, redeeming these birth certificate and get this money and you can walk straight in the bank. I ain't gotta lie. It got the steps right here, buddy. Call me, hit me up. If you think I'm capping, if you really honestly think I'm capping, you can call me up, ask me questions. But the thing is though, if you don't believe in your constitutional rights or you don't believe in your rights, bro, I can't help you. I can't show you that. I can't nothing I can tell you on anything that I say or in that paperwork that I can't convince you. I only just go by the truth. You have no order of very I'm just telling you this. I ain't like every YouTuber, bruh. Everybody gonna lie about that shit. I got that real deal paperwork, Holyfield, right here. You can walk right in the bank. It said you can walk right in the bank. But guess what? It got this secret website right here to get a control number, and then that's how you access this shit. So guess what? Why I gotta lie? Why I gotta lie? Read the we constitutional. Constitution ain't got nothing to do with getting your money, brother. That ain't got nothing to do with getting your money at all. The Constitution ain't got nothing to do with government holding trust bonds in your name. You redeem your birth certificate, nut, fool. Just redeem your birth certificate. And you the UCC one. Everybody forgot about that 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I'm bringing that shit back. You heard what it said? You used to can offset this and get bills paid and all that shit. Man, people want money. Y'all talking about facts and y'all want money. See all over the place. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I'm telling you this. I got real deal Holyfield paperwork. This motherfucker say access 250,000. Who wouldn't want to redeem their birth certificate? Look, just start chasing this about your birth certificate. You probably ain't gonna find that paperwork, buddy. I promise you. You can read all day. You won't find that paperwork right here. Nobody on YouTube ain't got what I got. If anybody on YouTube got what I got, I give you this paperwork for free. And you can enrich yourself with this paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, bro. But on this page, on this what I'm on right now, bro, I only spit facts and truth. That's all I can come up with. Anybody want to ask me any questions about this document? It ain't nothing but 4 simple pages. And really, once you open up, you do these really procedures, receive your birth certificate, and you the UCC1, and then go to this certain website here to get a control number to obtain it, to offset your shit, then you know what I'm talking about. Trust me. Next week, I'm gonna work on my shit. You ain't gotta tell me. The one thing about me, I act real fast and swift and quick. That's why they always settle out in court with me. Do your background check on me. Tavares Johnson, 51081, Americus, Georgia, and Anchorage, Alaska. Every charge was beat. Even though they caught drugs in the car. Drugs in my car. None snitching. my constitutional right, sir. You can't lie, officer. I can't make it up, y'all. Look, they kept me on probation for 4 years, extended for 8. They couldn't do nothing. Nothing. Then I had to just tell them, hey, you violate my constitutional right. So I had to just get on top of their ass. Straight up. So now we here. Now we here. Now I learn shit. Now I'm finna execute shit. I'm barbecuing them bitches. I swear to God, I'm barbecuing them motherfuckers. I'm barbecuing every motherfucker. Straight up. And look, I got paid. Look, I'm gonna tell you this. Look, I'm throwing this in for free. Why they saying, what? Look, just look at this. Look at it then. You ain't gotta believe me. What they say? You tell me what the fuck that means. All 50 states. I'm flossing. Look, I'm not dropping knowledge. I'm flossing my ego. Nah, I'm flossing my ego, pimp. I'm not flossing my ego, which I'm just selling my paperwork, helping people. Tax forms, bro, that ain't no tax form. Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean now about how it looked like a tax form. Look, every document that you really look, sovereign procedures, guess what? It all made up like this because guess what? They don't fool your ass thinking that tax paperwork and process you don't know that type of law because you wasn't trained in college about that shit or school. So of course you would think this is a tax file paperwork. Yes, it looked like that. 100%. I know it looked like that. It's cool. I mean, you can say that, but look, once you start looking up these forms, it's real, homie. You can say it's weird. I know. You can call me weird. You can say it's whatever, but the truth is the truth. If you can get 250,000 and walk out the bank instead of discharging debt and all that weird ass shit, man, people want money, man. People want money. I don't want to hear all that. What is the form you lying about? What I'm lying about? Bro, it's no form in this. Look, it's no form in this shit, bro. I can't show you these forms because it got, look, I could just read from it. It said you have access to the Master Trust direct account through a TDA up to 100 million. Private trust, private bank, cryptocurrency, silver. Why is the fuck they saying this? And look, it say, look, with your process, take ownership of your birth certificate using the UCC1. And then it say you got the authority to create a discharge bond and it will work up to 100% rate. I can't make that up. Okay, well, if I'm capping, haggle my number, 907-615-1316. TJ, holla at me. Straight up, I'm selling the paperwork. Don't be mad if you can't access this. Nobody on YouTube ain't got this paperwork, baby. I know this, man. I know this. Guess what? Certain shit that I go after, once I go after it, I lock on it. And then see, look, it's like a Lego block these days. Shit is a Lego block. You just gotta keep pasting on shit till it start growing and going out until you create a toy that you want to create. You know what I'm saying? Be serious with your students, not okay, yeah, I'm straight up. I'm real. This real deal shit. So that's why I'm kicking this. That's why I got paperwork on when you go to court with traffic court. I'm gonna tell you this. The reason why you beat traffic court cases and most people don't, they scare you up to pay the ticket. But if you challenge the court, just say you challenge the court to a jury trial, you know what they're gonna always do? They're gonna always throw the ticket out every time. That's how I was able to beat my traffic court cases. And then you use a document that I got called lack of jurisdiction, dismissed without prejudice. Once you do that, you start talking like that with these people, When y'all look, I'm looking all like I'm a gangster and all hair all wild and boo boo boo. But guess what? You put me in the court, I'm gonna eat your ass up. Every state has this shit. Every state, your constitutional rights is not like tax brackets. Taxes is constantly changing every year, buddy. Your constitution don't never change. That's why when they be locking these rappers up, they go back using these old ass rules to convict you and go to court. That's why I told you, you use the law, they can't ignore the law. Ignorance of the law, that's a charge too. Negligent or fail to protect act, that's a fine of $200,000. If your job, agents, administrators, everybody, I got it. I got a list they've been trying to see for 25 years, y'all. No cap. 25 years. If you don't believe me, hold up. I'm gonna show y'all this because he telling me one thing or another. Just stay with me for a second. Watch this. I'm gonna show you some proof. When I show you this, you can't say nothing. There ain't no cap in my rap, buddy. No cap. Now tell me this right here. Tell me this. Look, I'm just finna just put you up on some game. What you think they said right here? Read this. No cap. Lack of jurisdiction. You challenge any court jurisdiction, subject matter jurisdiction. Child support never can have subject matter jurisdiction over a human being, their agent. That's proof, homie. Once you challenge the jurisdiction, guess what? Y'all ain't got to take them to court. Let me tell you how you really take them out now. How I'm going to take them out. You find out who name on them fake ass child support orders. Rich, they ain't orders because they're going to always have a child support agent. It ain't going to never be an order. A judge cannot issue a child support order less than you married. People getting it twisted about child support. But look, this list they've been trying to see for 25 years. I'm teaching you something. Look what they say. No cap. No cap. Look this motherfucker say. Captains, agents, sergeants, administrative, boss, employees. The minimum is 200,000. And look, no immunity for the motherfuckers. This already court. Look, these Supreme Court rulings, they can argue. Look, the trolls, I understand. All them trolls on the internet, y'all trying to cover this shit up and talking about, oh, the officers, they always, look, you know what you do? Go to your local office, which will be the mayor, where they hold all the bonds at. All them bonds license. Start attacking their bond license. And guess what? Once you attack their bond license like insurance, when you hit somebody's car and you got to report their insurance, they're going to fight with you a little bit about getting that shit. But once you start hitting them with them affidavits I got, trust me, you'll get that judge out of there quick. That judge will be gone so fucking quick. I swear that he cannot work without those bonds licenses. Once you attack those bonds licenses, it's fucking over with. Yeah, sovereign. Yeah, divorce and all that. Yes. Guess what? Even though you go to court through divorce court, they only look, you volunteer. Don't volunteer for it. Don't volunteer for none of that shit. You have a right in court too. It worked good. Everyone is doing good. Okay, yeah, for sure. But see, this the list everybody been trying to see. And you know what? Look. I can't even make this up. I'll give you a letter of this too. No cap. What they say right here? Child support is unconstitutional. Supreme Court ruling. We ain't even gotta play with them. We ain't even gotta play with them no more. Yes, sir. I filed the UIC paperwork work in court. Oh, okay. Yeah. But when you backing up these Supreme Court rulings and shit, to back you up even more. But look, what I'm talking about, this 250 grand that you can you could access. See, everybody ain't got this paperwork. Everybody ain't got this, baby. Everybody ain't got this. Look, you redeem your birth certificate. Once you redeem your birth certificate, you have a status. They give you a control number that y'all don't even know nothing about. Nothing. These motherfuckers ain't YouTube talking about this. See, I done went so deep into it. Y'all done make me went in the back of my computer base in the back of my head. Don't bring up some shit y'all can't even comprehend right now. I couldn't comprehend it 15 years ago. I couldn't comprehend none of this shit. So why are you selling it? Bro, anybody gonna sell something to get some bread, but get what? I ain't gotta sell this no more. I ain't gotta sell it because get what? I'm finna go and redeem my birth certificate. I was finna redeem my birth certificate a long time ago, but I had a lot of fish to fry, if you know what I mean, partner. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you in life, you working on shit, you got a lot of shit to work on, bro. I don't want to be stupid or people make too many. Look, bro, look, if you don't believe in your rights, get the fuck off of my channel. You complaining like a bitch. We don't complain. We don't back down. We don't stand down. We don't listen to what the fuck they gotta say. Use your own head. You see how you having all these thoughts and all this shit in your head? Cause you know something there. You know something there. But your ass too pussy to jump on it. And guess what? I hate pussy motherfuckers like that. I hate a pussy. Cause get what? If I roll with pussies around me, if some shit happen, you ain't gonna know what the fuck to do. You one of them motherfuckers that if we ride with a pistol in the car, you will end up killing one else in the fucking car. Because you just don't understand. The government got your head so fucked up and twisted till you can't comprehend that shit. I understand. But guess what, buddy? Once you a sovereign, when you go so deep in this shit, 20 years in this shit, bro, I don't beat every court case that they don't did. Bro, I don't practice. Look, there's one thing I need to tell you too. I practice law in the Air Force with other people. I don't help with 365 cases. See, that's what they fucked up about. Yeah. I know you looking at me and thinking that, oh, okay, this guy playing around and this da-da-da. No, just be a little quiet till I have, okay, yeah. All right, but why you coming up with all this aggressive talk and trying to mislead certain people on my chat like bro, I'm capping and all that. If you don't understand, guess what? Ignorance of the law. That you can charge. Do you know if you get charged in the court by the feds and you don't know the law, tell them, hey, I don't understand these charges. Guess what they're gonna do? The processor and the DEA cannot move no further because you don't understand. You know why they don't charge the crazy people? Because they don't understand the charges. This shit is some made up mind fuck game what they playing, y'all. And they good at it. Because you got the world scared. But guess what? Nah. Lawyers work for them, bruh. You can't trust them at all. Officers of the court, you ain't gotta trust them because guess what? Once you go pro se, homie, meaning that, once you defended your own rights in court, they're gonna call you a sovereign anyway. Cause see, look, if you see the story yourself, how the fuck a lawyer gonna tell you what you did and what ain't gonna work? How? Sometimes you gotta have a lawyer to come to court with you, but you the boss, you run shit. That's what I do to beat cases sometimes. I have 2 lawyers coming there with me, or one, just seeking counsel. And guess what? He already know the giddy up. If you Google my cases and you look at me in court, you'll see the whole town damn near was in court. And you know what they told me when I wrote some secret shit down on the paperwork? They told me, hey, Mr. Johnson, when you come to court tomorrow, just stand up and the judge gonna talk to you and say, hey, you can relieve. Bro, the judge gonna do some bullshit in the court. Hey, Mr. Johnson, I don't want to see you back in my court again trying to talk light. Bro, you're a fake judge. You can't tell me shit. Not when it comes to traveling. I got a right to travel. I got that document. Look, I got a document with this lack of jurisdiction. Once you challenge that jurisdiction, homie, and subject matter jurisdiction and child support, the games is over. Guess what? That's all you got to do. Challenge subject matter jurisdiction. You ain't got to do. You ain't got to believe me, but go and research and go and do your due diligence. I ain't no fucking lawyer. You just got deep with the knowledge. Yeah, I know. Real talk, homie. You're a cool person. Stone, you're a cool person. I appreciate you looking at my shit though. But when they try to test my gangster with this shit, look, I even throw this letter in with it. You know what I'm saying? This the letter they've been talking about too on YouTube a lot. It's unconstitutional, bitch. Anything unconstitutional, you use Supreme Court ruling cases, ain't nothing they can do. Ain't nothing they can do. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all this too. You can use that 42 UFC 1983 to go to court with child support to sue them and sue anybody, but for the due process, that's what you're really going at, the due process law. You ain't going in with, hey, my job did this, my job wouldn't stop. Your job ain't got nothing to do with it, y'all. No cap. The job ain't got nothing to do with it. But what your job got something to do with it when you challenge that shit. When you challenge them, they can't produce that paperwork, that's when you got a problem. And if they can't see that, well, they just don't see that. And guess what? You got to go deeper. Get the paperwork. Look at them fake. Look at them agent paperwork. I don't even call them child support agents no more. Agent work and then do the rest. Y'all want their paperwork? Holla at your boy. Holla at your boy. I ain't even got nothing to talk about no more. What I got to talk about? No cap. I appreciate y'all looking at it. I appreciate it. I know I got deep, bro. I appreciate that. You know, I have to go deep on motherfuckers. Yeah. Bruh, I'm telling you, bro, I'm gonna be famous, bruh. This shit, hey, my shit. Watch y'all gonna see them views go up. Watch y'all see them subscribers. Them subscribers done went up already though. 65 extra subscribers since I started this shit, right? Just 2 days I got 65 subscribers extra. Extra 65. Extra 65? Bruh. I'm only gonna light their ass up. That 250 grand, y'all can get it. Simple. Put the bonds in your life to offset the account. I got the paperwork right here. You want that paperwork? The paperwork party? Did you look at my lives today with the 250 grand paperwork party? How you get it? You won't find this in court. It already told you. You use the UCC one, offset bonds, get a DTA. That's how the Fed's getting that money out, y'all. I understand it. A natural person wouldn't understand this shit that I'm kicking right now. No cap. I can see why all these corporations doing this shit. How they say they getting rich and all this stuff. Yo, they going by doing these really procedures to get all these celebrities and bosses and all this shit y'all seeing. Them bitches putting a trust over their name with a LLC and offsetting the bonds and making it live. See, when you got lawyers and all that shit, they can do that shit for y'all. When you got money and this and that, the access 250 grand, who ain't gonna do that shit? You think the elite people ain't gonna know about this paperwork? And you think they're gonna tell us this? No. In that case, everybody be getting all their damn money. They don't want to tell everybody, but on my page, I'm gonna let y'all get this money. See, child support done fucked up. That's why I'm kicking all the information to y'all. For a little fee. You want their paperwork? You want their paperwork? Shoot me some money. Shoot me a little money to my cash app. Some people already bought this shit today. Some people already bought it, no cap. Some people already bought it. I appreciate you challenging my knowledge. Challenge it, baby. They can challenge it. I always knock their block down. with the knowledge that I know, challenge jurisdiction, subject matter jurisdiction with child support, they ass gonna flee. But look, use the DOL letter too. Look, use the DOL letter, the color or law letter, and you use this right here, backing you, constitutional, so child support is unconstitutional, they ain't going nowhere. Sorry, all my local jokers. Sorry I ain't been able to hang out because I'm finna get ready. I'm finna get ready to pull a Rambo on a bitch. Yeah, 21 Savage, I'm blasting everybody. Yeah. Yep. I ain't fucking playing with them. I'm telling you, when I'm telling you that I'm eliminating everything, I'm chopping up everything. Look, these affidavits and these letters that I got, I'm gonna box their head in. I want their fucking head, y'all. I want their head in a box. That's all I want now. That's all. I'm going straight for the kill. Straight for the drill. Damn, I'm talking like I'm on the streets again. I just want to drill some shit. I'm telling you, you know if I'm up like this late night talking about a drill, but they had y'all want that 250 grand though? I'll let your boy 907-615-1316. Get this paperwork. I'll set the bonds, make it live, and walk right in the bank. It said right here clearly. No cap. We ain't got a cap. When you challenge my constitutional rights and my authority, I'm gonna stand on that shit. If you don't think I'm gonna stand on this, okay. I don't give a fuck what judge, what lawyer, anything, any authority challenge me. I'll walk right through your ass. And get what? I'm gonna walk right through your ass with paperwork. You're gonna feel like I'm fighting him. It's gonna feel like I'm fighting with him. Because when you go to court and you start showing proof, they can't do a fucking thing but kiss your ass. That's all they can do. Kiss your ass in court. Once they start kissing your ass in court and the judge know he can get disbarred, all that confidence that they had gonna go straight out the window. They got every agency got the high confidence. But once you start issuing paperwork, getting notified, certified, you're gonna see the bitch in them in 30 to 60 days. I put it on my mama. Can't even make this shit up if I wanted to. Yeah, man. I told y'all I'm gonna go hard every day with paperwork and procedures. Child support can be beat now. Look, I got the list to prove it. Agents, captains, sergeants, any administrator, you're done. You are done. Your ass is fried. Ain't no way around it. Ain't no way around it. They bitch say every motherfucker that got power at a job, which look, they created the constitutional right specifically for that reason. Because think about it, you know how people used to get paid low money, the Mexican people get paid low, free labor out of them, working on people to death and shit. It's the same way now in corporate America. No matter if you black or white, you still being slaved out a little bit, whether you know it or not. They got us fooling each other. That's all they doing. Just because this person got a higher job in the company than you, they feel it so superior. For what? Why? You still go home. You still crank up your car. You still take a shit, eat, and sleep. How is they better than you? Nobody's constitutional rights are better than you. Challenge the shit. Challenge the jurisdiction. Challenge subject matter jurisdiction. All that. When I'm telling you, my friend, they will fall like a block. Then, and look, I'm gonna tell you this right here. I'm gonna give you some lawyer talk. I ain't never said this on camera. Never ever said this on camera. When you going through a case with somebody, get a discovery. Get a discovery. And look, I ain't never ever said this on camera. They gonna get mad as fuck when I say this one word. When they try to play with you, get a discovery, tell them you want a Brady discovery. You know, like Tom Brady, you know, he gonna throw that ball and gonna get that touchdown anyway. After that Brady discovery, I ain't never said that on camera. They tried to tell me a long time ago, hey man, you don't need to tell them folks that stuff on camera. You don't need to say that on live. A discovery ain't shit no more. Get a Brady discovery. Remember Tom Brady discovery. Guess what? You gonna know everything about that police officer, and you're gonna know about everything that whoever said anything about you when you go to court. There you go. Free game. I could charge people for that. The lawyer, they charge you just for that little shit right there, y'all. I know they charge some rappers $500,000 for that shit. Yeah. I even heard one time when a lawyer called a lawyer while I was in the office calling around for charges. But I ain't gonna say that rapper name, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say that because I was luckily to happen to be there in this good ass lawyer office, and I couldn't believe a rapper would call, you know, or his assistant will ask about these charges, and I happen to be on speakerphone in a lawyer office. This shit is, hey, I can't even lie about these stories, you know what I'm saying? Hey, they know about your boy. You know what? I'm gonna tell you that creepy ass story. The lawyer and the prosecutor, they damn near live right across the street from me. They law firm live right across the street from me. They firm. And don't you know I wanted all smoke with them when I literally can walk across the street? Oh yeah, they ain't want to fuck with me. But it just go you show how crooked these people is, man. When they talking about these lawyers, man, these motherfuckers crooked to death. I see why they say all lawyers are crooks now. It ain't crooks. They just learn the law on different things that we don't want to learn and read about. Y'all can do the same research, which you won't find this $250,000 paperwork. I guarantee you that. Let me tell you how I know you won't find that paperwork, because it's in crypto. It's on a crypto website. You'll never find this about the government. You won't, homie. You won't. On the server, they erase certain information. And certain information, just say like this. We got people in the White House too. I understand. They made the Underground Railroad for nothing. The sovereign gonna always stay with the United States. Believe that. Believe that. We the people. We the people. We the people. And that paperwork I got. This what y'all want to call me, sovereigns and all this and that. They'll never get this information. It's in crypto on the website about the government. And they gave it to me. A friend, special friend gave me this. I appreciate this, man. And hey, I appreciate information over money any day. I do. I can't believe that dude said I'm stroking my ego. I'm stroking my ego, man. When I'm trying to help everybody with the paperwork party. Please don't be a troll. Please don't be a troll, bro. Because people love mislead people, bro. And I ain't got time to mislead you. I'm no better than nobody. I'm not better than nobody. And I ain't stroking my ego, but I'm just spreading facts with y'all. The paperwork really, truly worked. Next week, I'm gonna go and get my birth certificate. I'm gonna set up a trust, and I'm going after my $250,000. This paperwork. Y'all should too. Tell me that. Why nobody on YouTube ain't came up with the paperwork? Why? Just tell me that then. Tell me that. Why you ain't got these procedures, these affidavits I got? Let me tell you why they can deny motions. Look, I'm gonna tell you with child support. I'm gonna show you another document everybody been talking about. They've been talking about this document so much. It's unconstitutional. Bring the Supreme Court ruling down. Look, this is the list they've been trying to see for me. If for all y'all ain't been here to see shit, they've been trying to see this list for 25 years, y'all. Agents, captains, sergeants, administrators, employees, anybody place of power, 200 grand the minimum. Why you think they got their list? And look, what they say, no immunity, court cases, Supreme Court ruling, nobody ain't safe. Nobody ain't safe. What they say, since May 5th, 1999, 25 years ago, they redeemed child support. Supreme Court ruled child support is unconstitutional. Trust me, y'all. Look, I'm gonna read one of these fines off of here. I'm gonna read one of them off for you. Armed, deprived of rights under the color of law, 200,000, 18 USC 242. They done right there. That's the color of law letter that I got that I'm gonna present the child support. And I'm waiting. Look, this motherfucker say administrator, captains, clerks, agents, employees, supervisors, chiefs, any government official. And look on this list they've been trying to see. Armed, deprived under the color of law. 200 deprived. And look, it say armed, violate of the due process. Then it say denial of rights and truth and evidence. Then it say defendant evidence records. So they got a serious problem here, y'all. If you don't think they got no problem, I don't know what the fuck to tell y'all. You need to link up with your boy. And have some type of proof like I got. This is a statement they had. But they get what? I collect shit. I collect it and their ass is done. Trust and believe me, their ass is barbecue. Yeah. I'm gonna teach them bitches. Them motherfuckers barbecued, y'all. Challenge subject matter jurisdiction, you'll beat child support all day in court. And look, bring these Supreme Court rulings here. Look, I got more than one constitutional Supreme Court ruling cases. Look at this. Just look at that. Them bitches think I'm just gonna go in there with one Supreme Court ruling case. Oh boy, I ain't going in there with just one case. I ain't going in there with one affidavit. Look, I'm not going in there with one affidavit. I'm going in there with this. I'm going in there with this. So I want to see. Yes. You can snitch, you can bitch, you can run and tell whoever you want to tell. Any agency. I know y'all see this. Guess what? I'm going to get your information too. I'm going to know what you talking about too. It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. Trust me. Trust me. It's fun now. It ain't fun when the rabbit got the gun. Life and liberty. It's what they fail to realize, y'all. We got that. You can't take somebody's life and liberty away from them. If you do that, it's unconstitutional. It's proof in the pudding. But guess what? Just see it. Just see it. You can see these Supreme Court cases. These landmark cases. When you got landmark cases, they ain't going nowhere, y'all. Look at them. Look at it. I ain't got to make it up. Look. They think I'm just going in there with one case. Supreme Court ruling case, and boy, once you tie their head off, and you go in there, this was the scariest part that I always think. I like to show it. Administrators, captains, employees, agents, chiefs, the minimum's 200 grand. Look, I can't even make this shit up. No immunity. That's why them polices ain't shooting like they supposed to be shooting no more. Like you know how they just automatically just shoot folks down and shit? Them bitches losing their immunity. Them motherfuckers going to jail. They tearing their head off. Look, my advice, tell y'all get educated up. Look, get this paperwork with how you get the $250,000. Offset the bond. Go get a TD trade account. And look, you go to this secret website, they're going to give you a control number so where you can walk in the bank and get your money out. I can't even make that up. This ain't no PP loan or no scams like that, okay? So, man, do your research, man. Look, when you try to challenge me, do your research on me first. That shit hit different. Oh, shit, man. Look, I got some paperwork over here. It's unbeatable. Look, I know they're going to look at the motions. Deny every motion, please. Time they start denying motions. Look, once they start denying motion, y'all, in court, you can get the judge disbarred one time. Once you get one judge disbarred, he ain't gonna play with you. And look, when you go to court, ask him, is this what type of court you in? You in common law court or admiralty court or whatever? Once they tell you what type of court you in, if the motherfuckers ain't in no common law court, just already had that special appearance so where you won't be up under their jurisdiction. And once you tell them, hold up, what subject matter jurisdictions you got over me? What jurisdiction you got? If they start being argumentative, you already know. They in an admiralty court, meaning that in child support, family court, they ain't gonna listen to nothing you say. Get what? Object to everything that they say and go to a higher court. And really tell you the truth, I'm gonna set them up. I'm gonna go to a state court, but my ultimate goal is I'm going into a Supreme Court. I should just take them straight up to a Supreme Court, but I'm gonna just see how stupid the state is. I'm gonna see if they're gonna play with my rights. I'm gonna see. I swear, I'm telling you, I'm waiting for them to play. I'm waiting for any and every agent to play with me. Cause they tell you right here, your ass is done. Your biscuits are baked, bitch. Your biscuits are baked. Bitch, I'm hungry too. Better believe, right, chill. I'm hungry as fuck. Trust and believe me. I'm getting this knowledge out. You know I'm hungry. They know I'm right. This chat see me right there. The motherfucker chatting and all this. You look fine. No judgment. Thank you. Thanks. I appreciate that. No cap. I ain't tripping. Thanks, I appreciate that. But I'm telling y'all, they look. Captains, agents, sergeants, administrator, them child support orders, they can be beat, y'all. You ain't gotta take them to court no more. Guess what? The way I do it, you strip them of their power. You know the best way to get somebody, your enemy now, you gotta go after their loved ones. You know, just say he got a girlfriend or he got a boyfriend. Tell your sister to go and take her boyfriend away from him. Bro, tell your homeboy to go and take his girlfriend from her. Drill her ass. Give her 2,000-3,000. Just take her. Just take her. Play with her. Just to strip him of his power. Give him off his high horse. Strip him of his love first. That's how we do. Colombian people, they just strip you of your loved ones. That's how we do. When they play with me, I'm vicious. I'm ferocious. But the government want to play with my name. They want to put no respect on my name. I'm going to put this trust in my name and get this $250,000 right here. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to get it. I know y'all going to rewind it and try to look at it. I'm the only one that got this. Look, I'm the only one who got this shit, y'all. And look, you got to get a control number to pull this money out the bank. Once you obtain your birth certificate, redeem it, you make the bond live. On this paperwork, it said you make on this paperwork, you make the bond live. Nobody on YouTube talk about bonds and making it live. And look, I can be charging y'all. My channel ain't even monetized. And I'm talking about y'all can get 250 grand in your name. But guess what? You got to open up a TDA trade account so where the feds can drop that money in there and they'll give you the green light. Once they give you the green light, I promise you, guess what? This these people job to get you y'all money. And you can walk straight in the bank. It clearly say this on the instruction. I can't even make it up. If you Google me, your butt on beat every single case. And look, I'm gonna show y'all this list they've been wanting to see for 25 years from me. I'm only showing it to people who believe in their rights. Administrator, agents, captains, sergeants, employees, whoever got a place of power. Look, the minimum is 200,000. I don't really show this list. They get scared about this. They get scared about this, y'all. If you want to learn how to get 250 grand, right? 250,000. Look, get that document from me. Look, look, nobody on YouTube talking about TDA trade, going to a private banking. This motherfucker say, go to your local credit union. You can walk in there and get the money out. But look, once you make the bond live, that's when you're getting all your money out. People on YouTube ain't even talking about that. And look, once you file a UCC-1, everybody know a UCC-1, you can discharge debt and all that. But they didn't go this far. They didn't talk about that. My channel ain't monetized. Ain't no giving y'all real shit. That's what I do. A real sovereign brother from another brother gave me this shit from the White House. After I don't know what Donald Trump did or Elon Musk, I got an email, a cryptic email that I used from a different computer that I had to go in here and get the information. That's why y'all ain't gonna see this shit on the internet. That's why nobody ain't got this, baby. This shit is 100% successful rate. Yeah. Hit my number, 907-615-8255. 1316. I ain't stroking my ego. I appreciate you saying that, but I'm not stroking my ego. We're just talking about facts here, sir. That's it. Hey, I'm finna go, man. I gave y'all an hour, man. Hey, you ain't gotta believe me. You can be stuck in the matrix all day. I won't be stuck with you. I'm finna go and get this 250,000. Get a TD trade, open up one, redeem my birth certificate, and all that. So, if you want that paperwork from me, hit me up to get this $250,000. $250,000. 907-615-1316. We don't do PP loans and scams over here, sir. Thank you for saying I stroke my ego. I don't stroke my ego. I just tell people the facts. I'm a real sovereign. I believe in my rights. If you don't believe in your rights, that's your dumb ass. I know some people who work a 9 to 5. Them bitches don't even believe in their own rights. I pity the fool. You know when they say ignorance of the law? Ignorance of the law. And when the police know you got a right to travel and you take them to court and you challenge that shit in traffic court, every time you'll beat the case. Challenge your insurance, challenge driver license, challenge anything in court in traffic, you will beat it. Let me tell you why. Because they ain't got a jury trial. You got to have a due process. You got to have a trial. Child support don't give you a trial. They just take you to family court and tell you what you gonna do and how much money you got. It's against that's unconstitutional. You don't have to believe my word. Hey, you ain't got to believe me. If you want that 250,000, you'll get at me. You got to make the bond live. Get a TD trade. They give you a control number. Everything, when you're dealing with big money, they give you a control number. That's why we don't know nothing about this shit, y'all. You get the money for yourself. If you redeem the birth certificate, put it in your name, you can't scam. Ain't no way you can scam nothing when you redeem your birth certificate. I don't give a fuck who you is. You can be an alien. You can be whoever the fuck you want to be. And look, I'm going to give you another secret. Have you ever heard of Bank W8 account? I bet you ain't never heard of a W8 banking account. I bet you ain't never heard of that type of stuff. And look, I'm reading out some shit right here. It say, failed to open a W8 account to all bank offering, refused to open a W8 account, include of a 1947 Act letter bank, not government by Social Security rules. So they gotta open those banks. They gotta open that shit. Cause they ain't no government. They can't tell you can't open up a banking account. You know what? You know how they denying people these banking accounts? They can't do that shit. It said right here. I got the paperwork right here. It said you can't, they can't stop you from opening up a banking account now. See, I'm giving y'all information that y'all don't even know nothing about. I'm just telling you information that you don't know nothing about. 250 something grand. I ain't even got to talk no more. They can't even stop. Look, you can have a bad check. You can owe the bank, but guess what? They can't deny you for having a banking account because they is not government. That's is not their shit. You know how the bank try to act like when you call them up, try to act like they know and trying to run shit? Bitch, you can't run shit. 1974 Private Act No bank is no government by the Social Security rule. But stop playing with me. Stop playing. Oh shit. People. Okay. I got you, Wardy. I got you, Brody. I appreciate you that cash out. I'm gonna email you that document in a minute. Thank you, Brody. That boy sent me $250. $250 for the document. He just said, hey man, I appreciate the knowledge. In good faith, he sent me $250 on my cash app. I appreciate that, G. I'm gonna send you that letter in a minute. So where you can get that 250,000. Since everybody else talking about this and that, I'm stroking my ego, and man, we just talking about facts here. That man know what I'm talking about. Once you open up, look, once you talk about the UCC one and you redeem your birth certificate, you're gonna be able to get that money. Yes. And I ain't even gotta lie. I can show you this list like I've been telling people. They've been trying to see this for 25 years. Administrators, captains, sergeants, employees, the whole kit caboodles. No one is safe. That man just sent me $250. What y'all gonna do? $250. That man just sent me $250 with a text message saying he appreciate the knowledge that I'm giving out, and he want to get that $250,000 document from me, step by step. You can't even make this up, man. The man cash out me this shit, y'all. Because I gave him my number, 907-615-1316. Every YouTuber ain't dropping a number. Everybody ain't dropping a number like this, y'all. Them bitches lying to y'all on YouTube. Man, I ain't got to lie about this shit about Beanie cases. Because if you Google my name, I don't beat every case. Every case. So that's my proof. When you can come up and show me every motherfucker that beat every case without snitching, without bitching. Yeah, they throwed me in jail, y'all. They throwed me in jail so many times. I sat up there and ate their food. Ate the hell out their food in jail. Shit was good too, motherfucker. To the point that, guess what? I started hustling in jail off of they shit. At 1 minute, you know how them phone calls in jail you gotta pay for? Man, I started trading my food and shit, started getting conversary, bro, I was finna be a little mini king in that little bitch, y'all. The motherfuckers, hey man, y'all better get this guy out of jail, man. This man got these snacks. How the man getting this shit and he ain't putting no money on the books? Bruh, you can't fuck with me. Put me in jail you want to. Get what? They put me in jail. I started studying everybody else. Cases in jail and telling them this is what they lying about. Look at these fake ass orders that they got. Straight up, I'm telling y'all a real story. Check me out. I was in Milledgeville, Georgia jail. Look, I got a document right here. I was in jail, y'all. Right here. Look, Milledgeville, Georgia. I was in jail. They put me in jail, right? I was studying everybody court cases in jail, telling them, look, this shit ain't real. Look, it ain't signed or sealed by a judge. Bro, they hurry up and got me the fuck out of jail when they arrested me. And you know what I told them? Since I got that proof right there, I'm gonna take child support, I'm gonna knock their head off. This the letter they've been talking about too, y'all. They really mad about. And no trolls trying to be lying about this letter. Child support have been ruled unconstitutional. I get it, trolls. I get it, y'all trying to push that agenda. I get it. But you ain't going nowhere. But look, y'all, look, they put me in court, right? And it just look, the public defender will argue with me. I'm gonna take your case. I said, you don't need to take my case. I'm gonna do what I do. They told me if I didn't sign the document to get the fuck out of jail, they gonna give me 6 months. So I signed the paper because look, I told the probation officer this shit right here. I told the probation officer, look, I got arrested by the police. I didn't get arrested by the probation officer. This is a third party contract. So you can't drug test me. You can't come to my house. You can't do none of that shit. Guess what he said? You right, Mr. Johnson. Because I told him, guess what I do? I sue your ass too. This is third party work, sir. I'm not like the rest of those people y'all out there slaughtering. You can't slaughter a lamb. You can't slaughter the goat. I'm the goat. You can't fuck with the goat. Yeah, I know. Now, yeah, I'm stroking my ego now. Yeah, I'm the goat. I'm the true goat. I ain't gotta tell you and play and pretend. Yeah, I've been behind it all along. I've been behind everything all along. Yep. Controlling that shit like a joystick. Don't play with me. I'm real vicious. Yeah. Yep. I've been behind it all. I'm standing on it. You shouldn't play with my name. You play with my name, we can play all day. We can play all day. But trust me, I'm gonna find that weakness in your game. It don't matter who you is. I'm gonna find that weakness. If you don't believe in your rights, don't talk to me. Please. Don't even talk to me. Don't come at me sideways. Don't try to come up here on my chats and try to prove shit right. Only thing that I can tell you this. There's 250,000 when you open up a TDA account using the UCC1 account. Ain't nothing they can say. You let me know. And look, I'm going extra hard for y'all. I went 11 minutes over my time for y'all. It's 11:40. Yeah, I think I can give y'all some more shit. It's 11:40. I got 20 more minutes on here. I'm gonna give y'all motherfuckers to get that $250,000. Hey, get at your boy 907-615-1316. You look, deal with that UCC1. Make your bond live. Get a TDA trade account and use this special website. They give you that control number so where you can get that 250,000 on the document. It say you clearly can walk in there and get this money out of the bank. I could see why some of them YouTubers wasn't doing that. Buddy, you didn't open up a TD trade account and they didn't give you the green light and you didn't get the control number to the website. You don't have this information. Nobody do. And look, I'm gonna give y'all some information too. This is the list they've been trying to see, but I'm gonna let y'all see it today. Look, the minimum is 200,000. There we go. I'm gonna let y'all get a real view of it. This the real list they've been trying to see for 25 years from me, y'all. Administrators, captains, agents, supervisors, chiefs. Child support is not safe. And look, due process law, under the color of law, 250,000. If a police officer deprive you of your rights and he's armed, 200,000. I got the document, sir. Show me anybody that got the proof. Look, everybody know a UCC1 you can discharge debt, but with this letter that I got, you redeem your birth certificate. It's a wrap. Me and you are not living in the same world no more. Once you redeem your birth certificate, you're not living in the same world no more. I promise you that. And what I'm looking at over here, it said close all existing banking account associated with your social security number. Whoa. Wow. I ain't even know that shit. I'm just reading shit off over here with this sovereign procedure paperwork that I got. This deep shit over here, y'all. And look, I didn't never ever read this shit. I'm just free balling this off the top of the dome. And I'm just having to look over here, just having to look like, the fuck is this? Like, I ain't even go that deep. Like, I know I'm deep in the game, but we talking about 260 pages. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just giving you main shit that y'all need to know. You know what I'm saying? Once you go sovereign and shit like that, you got to close all banking account associated with you, with your social security number. Because guess what? That's when you hitting a different status. That's when you finna hit the mother load. Boy, I'm telling you, when you close a banking account existing with your social security number, with this procedure, a W-8 account, nobody ain't never talk about a W-8 account. This shit said associated with your social security number, close all bank accounts. And under 1974 Act. I ain't even never heard of that 1974 Act or some banking account shit. I haven't. Nobody on YouTube ain't never talked about that shit. And I don't hear everybody on YouTube. No, bro. No, ball. No, I'm really going hard now. I'm really telling y'all facts. Yeah, they done fucked up. They done fucked up in every way. In every way. Now I don't focus all my energy now on them. So now y'all, every day I'm gonna give y'all proof of this shit. And if you want that document, get at me. Look back at the live, get my number, 907-615-1316. TJ. Yeah, I got these letters, man. I got these letters to get that 250,000. You open up UCC 1. Yes, you can discharge debt. Everybody know that old shit. But once you get a bond certificate and make it live and walk in the bank and get that money, ain't nothing to be said. You can't fuck with me. Yeah, man, that way. We ain't got nothing to talk about. We ain't got nothing to talk about. Only thing I'm gonna enjoy in a minute with this $250,000 document, people ain't talking about it on YouTube about you gotta open up a UCC 1 and redeem your birth certificate. They ain't giving y'all all that. They trying to charge y'all through all these courses and all this shit. Bro, if you, for the people, you'll get the people some type of hope, some type of information, a little bit. You call sympathy, compassion. You get the people real hope about getting money out the bank, redeeming your birth certificate, get the 250,000. I'm giving people hope with this shit, y'all. People talking. Look, I'm gonna show you the document. Once again, administrator, captains, sergeants, supervisors, anyone can get it. Anyone can get that smoke. No immunity. I don't know. This is not my rules. This is not my rules. This is just stating law and facts. Stating law and facts. You got to do what you got to do with the paperwork. I know what I'm going to do. You ain't got to tell me what I'm going to do. You already know what I'm going to do with that paperwork. Look, the reason why I'm giving y'all these paperwork, these procedures, and talking about this shit heavy, cause on YouTube, I ain't monetized yet. But I'm giving y'all W-8 accounts you need to close with your social security number. Once you go this route, it's saying once I'm talking about other routes now. But once it's telling you to go this route, you got to close all the banking accounts. Why would the government tell you to close all banking accounts associated with your social security number if they ain't got no money or no secret banking accounts in your name? Answer that shit. Can y'all answer me that? Look, just tell me that question right there alone. Can you answer that alone? Just tell me that. Why is saying have a banking account with a W-8 account, and then it say close all existing banking account associated with your social security number? Why? Why is that? I don't know what type of shit is this or anything, but I do know it's your constitutional right to have that money in your name and access that money. Everybody talking about these secret banking accounts and this and that. I seen that list. I had the list. The cops took that shit away from me. But they didn't know what they was getting though. They didn't know what they was getting. Cause I can tell they didn't know what they was getting. They just, I got caught with 2,100 grams of drugs in my car and still beat the case. Yes. It's public information. I got caught with 2,100 grams of cocaine in my car here in Anchorage, Alaska years ago and still beat the case without snitching. Yep. Beat it with a technicality. The cop think he was RoboCop. He thought he was RoboCop in Mountain View. Bro, that's my city over there in Mountain View. Mountain View, they for me over there, buddy. Mountain View is on my back. Mountain View is on my back, bro. Mountain View is on my shoulder. You can't fuck with me, man. If you think you can fuck with me, then okay. Play with me if you want to. Play with me. I could pull the whole Mountain View and they'll ride on your ass. Straight up. I got cities and states and counties under my belt. People ready to ride for me. 50 deep. Look, I'm gonna tell you this. When I go to Georgia, look, when I show on my YouTube page, I'm gonna show y'all how big my family is and how big my crew is. I got my own crew. I had my own crew since I was 12 years old. I've been doing that Constitution and shit when I was 12 years old. I knew about my rights. I've been standing up and fighting for years. See, when you a kid, you don't know nothing about that shit. But when you finally know the truth and get out the matrix with this shit, and they ain't got no jurisdiction over you. Look. Do you know that's your constitutional right? Lack of jurisdiction. Once you challenge jurisdiction, subject matter jurisdiction in court with child support, that game is over. Look, you ask them these two words in court. Which court we in, a common law or amnesty court? Then you're gonna know which court they finger fucking you with. Which finger they gonna stick in your ass or they gonna stick in your ear? Which one? You want a willy? A wet willy? That's what they call it, a wet willy in the South, I guess. But you ain't giving me no willies no more. You ain't giving me what they call them things you pull the drawers up the ass and wedgies and shit. Wedgies and wet willies in my ear no more. I ain't going for that shit no more. I ain't no little kid no more. You said, man, I've been in Alaska so long, I don't lost. You lost your black. Nah, I just know how to talk with my voice, bro. My voice changed sometime, bro, but thanks. But look, I'm gonna tell you this though. Tell me this. Why they say they got administrators, captains, cops, employees, everybody that treated you fucked up, they ass gotta go through the due process law. That's why they mad right now. Look, I'm gonna show you this letter too. This the 200 and look, they redeemed child support unconstitutional. Look right here. I ain't gotta lie to you. What they say? What they say? Unconstitutional. They done. They basically obey. You right. You right. I lost the blackness out of me, brother. Yes. They beat the black out of me in Alaska. You know what? I came up here in Alaska in 1999 because I used to take drugs. I used to be serious with drugs and gangs. You know, some people be like, you know how you take certain things seriously? You know how them people in the military take shit seriously? I got a purple heart in the streets, meaning that I know how to go in there and get you. Meaning that I'm very serious about so many ways that I can go and get you. Yes, it's unconstitutional, brother. But I was trained to go. I learned the street way and I learned the smart with the book way. Yes, I was trained to go, and I think they seen that shit too. That's why I knocked out the captain too. I got an honorable discharge. Man, you better do your research on me, man. I studied the law in the Air Force, buddy. They done fucked up, though. You know what I'm saying? Once you trample over people's constitutional right, look, I started with a phone 2 years ago when I came back to Alaska. I really truly came to Alaska to find myself, to learn myself. But I didn't expect to go through the constitutional and secret banking accounts and all that type of stuff. I ain't know my life was gonna lead this route. I ain't think I was gonna. I ain't even know nothing about the internet back then. I ain't know nothing about nothing. Now I don't even party. I don't drink. I don't do none of that shit with people. I constantly go here every day, learn about this shit. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to get that 250,000, brother, I give it to you. I give you that information. Cash out me $250 like that dude did. I sent him the document. Let me tell you why I'm not putting no money on this document. Oh, you want me to explain to get the 250,000? Okay. Look. This is what you don't know. I'm reading off this document now. This straight up proof. It say redeem your birth certificate. You file a UCC-1, the redeem status. Then post your bond and trust. You know what I'm saying? Then it say you'll activate and get a control number, get a green card to the trust bond. Tell me this. Why they ain't telling us about putting bonds and activating this shit to get 250,000? You know what? Back in the day with the UCC-1, you can discharge debt, but you can't go in the bank and get the money. Who wanna buy a fourplex and ain't got the money to keep up with it because you don't close every existing banking account that with your name on it? And how you gonna pay if you ain't got no banking account or you can't put the money? So, bro, it's a lot of shit they ain't telling us. So all I do is, guess what? If you want this paperwork to get that $250,000 in your name and offset the bond. See, this shit go back to you got to open up a TD Trade account. Once you open a TD Trade account, they're gonna know you a real person, and then they're gonna help you get your money. Then you're gonna get to walk in the bank and get your money. Once you redeem your birth certificate and get the live bond and make it live, watch this. Watch what happened, sir. I guarantee you're gonna get your money. Guarantee. You hit my number, 907-615-1316. I'm a true sovereign, man. I ain't gotta lie. I ain't gotta make it up. Look, they mad about this too. This the letter they've been talking about. It unconstitutional go to court with child support with them rulings. A lot of trolls talking about this letter right here, y'all. And look, this right here, agents, administrators, captains, sergeants, supervisors, employees, no one's not safe. Look, Supreme Court ruling, no immunity. They've been trying to see this for 25 years, but I gave it to y'all just right here. 250,000. Look, you know that COL letter, that color of law letter? Send that to child support and get it notarized. Get it notarized and send them this. Put your statement up under there and write this right here. I ain't gotta lie. I got that document right here with the 250,000. Let me tell you why. It came from a cryptid account. The government hid this information, y'all. Didn't want us to know. But them sovereigns always gonna know. Guess what? You know when it comes to sovereign and our rights, this is what they better know. This is what Donald Trump better know. This is what Elon Musk better know. This is what Obama better know. Guess what? We're gonna always have sovereigns in the United States of Republic. Just so you know, we always got a brother and a sister there to push the information. Let me tell you why. Why we're gonna always have sovereigns in there to push this information, y'all. Just like they had a treaty, we had a treaty too. That Underground Railroad track shit, yeah, it's really real. It's really real. This sovereign movement that I'm pushing, It's real. Guess what? Nobody ain't never talked about a WA account and closed the. It say right here on the side of me. Look, I'm gonna show you something. Look, I ain't read. Look, I ain't just reading from no iPads or nothing like this. Look at this. These stacks of paper, affidavits. Yo, they done fucked up. Look. I'm gonna state this one in one of these. Look, I stated this in a traffic court case. What they say? Lack of jurisdiction. I challenged the jurisdiction in court. Thank you, brother, for sending that other $250. Look! I just made $500 with these documents. I ain't gonna lie. Look, traffic court challenged the jurisdiction. They done. I ain't gotta lie. I ain't got a lot to kick it. Look, I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna show you this shit. I ain't even gotta say nothing. Look where it say WA account right here. WA account. Close this shit. Anything deal with your social security number, close it. Why the government ain't telling us this shit? I ain't have to show y'all this. I could you buy this shit from me, but I'm showing this to y'all because it's really real. You think that 250 grand ain't real? All right. Get what? I got the information over here to let you know this shit real. You can get this $250,000. I got that document, baby. Thank you, Donald Trump. You pissed the wrong people off. Once you piss the wrong people off, hey, we go through this cryptid account, man. We get this real paperwork. Everybody don't talk about the UCC-1 discharge. That shit old. That shit old news, y'all. It old news. Activate y'all bond. Get a TD trade account. Make the bond live and get y'all money. Get it your boy. Look. Research this right here. The 1974 Act of the letter bank is not government by Social Security rule. Procedures. Do that. Just do that. And you don't believe nothing I'm saying. Just do that. Y'all want to get that document, access up to 250,000? I got it right here. Nobody on YouTube got this. Call me up 907-615-1316. I'm gonna tell you this now. If you don't believe in your rights, don't call me. My YouTube channel ain't monetized. I'm giving y'all real shit actually work. These people is clowns on YouTube. Man, I understand you can get the money and it kept getting froze because you can only discharge the shit with bills, bruh. Everybody wanna know this real shit. They wanna get money out the bank. People broke. These ain't no PP loans. I don't do PP loans. Look, once you redeem your birth certificate, bruh, that money in your name. And then if you don't know what to do from then on, guess what? You can give me a call. Get what? One dude called me when he was in court, and I helped him all the way. Get what? I don't give a fuck how many people call me, how many of y'all text message me. Guess what? I'ma still help y'all. I'm help y'all for free. Because guess what? Them bitch ass niggas on YouTube don't want to help y'all. They want to charge y'all. You don't get no respect from me, homie. When these people need hope out here. These people need hope out here. These people need resorts out here. That's why my YouTube channel blowing up. That's why my shit blowing up now. That's why motherfucker sent me two people sent me $250 and got their document right here. Got this $250, got their document. Get what? Bro, I ain't even gotta talk about to tell you how to do it. It give you all the examples to do it. It show you step by step to do this shit. I ain't got a lie to make it up. Tell me then, why they telling us the closed banking accounts and social security numbers dealing with a banking account, and then they giving you private trust in cryptocurrency and shit like this, money and stuff. I ain't know nothing about that. I ain't know nothing about that. Nobody on YouTube didn't know nothing about that. Nobody. So they all cap, y'all. I done summed it up in one fucking day. The paperwork party. Look at go to look at my lives about the paperwork party. So let me get these. These ain't no forms. Everybody is eligible to get this. You trying to figure them out yourself? What you trying to figure out? What you really trying to figure out? I can tell you something right now. If you, look, call my number, get my number, 907-615-1316. And it's like a minute and 36 seconds. If you forget about getting my number on the live, 907-615-1316. Now check this out. My channel ain't monetized now. And I'm giving y'all this $250,000 paperwork. You got to create a TDL account. The feds ain't telling you that. You look, when you redeem your birth certificate, all that money that they hear from you and all that go up on the stat. Once you activate that bond, you get to know how much money you worth. Put it like that. Power to the sovereigns. Y'all done fucked up. They done fucked up, y'all. I'm gonna redeem my birth certificate next week. I'm gonna call the state that my birth certificate where I was born, and I'm redeeming my shit. I'm telling y'all. Look, why this shit telling us to close down a banking account? Anything to do with our name and this money? You tell me that. You tell me that. This shit ain't got nothing to do with quarters and $500,000 causes and acts and shit. No, this paperwork legit. These people on YouTube ain't telling us this shit. Yo, you know, they going by the UCC1, writing off debt and discharging debt. Bro, people want to walk in the bank and get money. Everybody broke. Everybody don't want to work hard. Everybody don't want to work hard. That's why I got this paperwork right here. That's why I got, look, I'm going to show you this, y'all. There's no cap in my rap. No cap in my gangster. Look. These true documents, this 260 pages, affidavits, I'm unbeatable. I'm like Mike Tyson in this shit, y'all. I'm Mike Tyson. When it comes to the court, and I'm gonna tell you this, with child support, I'm gonna show you them documents too next week. How you kill child support. Subject matter jurisdiction. An agent cannot have subject matter jurisdiction over a person. And then they gotta give you the due process. Look. Tell me this. Why I say administrator, captains, agents, employees, supervisors, chiefs. Tell me this. Why I got the damages right here, 200,000. I guarantee you, if you've been arrested or some bullshit done went down, they've been trying to see the list from me for 25 years. I'm exposing this shit now. Look, no immunity, Supreme Court case. If you ain't got this right here in your cases, woo, look what this shit say. Administrators. So if you administrator at the support agency, your ass is done. No judge cannot do no order. Let me tell you why. Only in marriage and shit like that, the judge can make orders, and you got to agree with it, volunteer agree with that. But when you in child support court, that's a different story. Y'all, look, that's when y'all can go at their neck. Now, what you were saying about the 250K money, always now these days, most of is clear that 2 months, brother. I'm 30 and 2 businesses, 3 kids. I don't need to live off the government I don't even want to hang out. Yeah, that's cool. See, look, If you entitled to 250 grand with a bond in your name when your mama and your great great grandparents was a slave, you know when they be saying all black people get the mules and the 50 acres and all that. Look, where they didn't tell us this shit, they put these trust bonds in your name. When you dead, your kids can redeem this shit. Guess what? You don't even know that they put some shit in your three kids. Now, you say your three kids and your wife, right? Do 250, 250, 250, and 250. Your three kids, you and your girl, add up to 250, bro. Add up 250. Add up 250. 250, 250. That's five. That's $1,250 they owe you. But your ass up here talking about you don't need it, you don't need to live off the government. This is not no government assistance, sir. This is no government assistance. These bonds in your name that they created, which your dumb ass don't even know nothing about. You can't challenge my shit. You want to challenge my paperwork? Guess what? This 250,000 that they put in your name that you don't even know nothing about. You don't want to live off it, right? You don't want to get no $250,000 in your name and your kid's name. Ever since your kids were born, they established some money in their name, and you don't even know nothing about that. And guess what? And what you failing to realize, you volunteer to pay taxes and you don't even know that. Do you know you can send a farm where they can't take out no state or federal taxes and you will be 100% human being in their eyes? Do you not know that, sir? And look, the paperwork I got, you ain't got to send it to the IRS. They clearly tell you, do not send it to the IRS. Send it to your local government. The local officials here, put them on notice. That's how you kill their ass. I mean, you can make the racial remarks and all that. Some black people can't get it, but not anyone else. I mean, hey, bro, okay, if that's what you want to feel, that's your constitutional right. Hey, I like to read that. I like all that smoke. Let me tell you why I like all this smoke. Because people like you just ain't gonna get it. I know you white and you a troll and all that. Oh, it's a question, not a statement. Okay, but guess what? It can be a statement, bro. But if your dumb ass don't believe in your constitutional rights, that's you. And Scott, bro, I understand. Yes, you white. You can say all black people don't understand. This ain't even a black or white thing, my brother. This is about your constitutional right with your dumb ass. And you don't even know that. You would think you would know that because I'm asking it only black people can get it, or it is. Okay, bro. I don't know, man. You coming sideways, man. I don't know which way you want to come, man. You switching up your words. You want to say black and white. Black people get it. This statement is you agree. Hey, man. Cool. Bro, if you don't believe in this shit, you don't believe in this shit, bro. You on my live riding my dick right now. You know what I'm saying? You listen to my shit right now. Because guess what? It's true. If it wasn't true, you'll get the fuck off my live right now and take your sleepy bitch ass to bed right now. Or you'll be beating your girl pussy up right now, sir. Because that's what I would be doing. I would be looking at another man live right now trying to tell him all black people wouldn't get this shit. See, you just like the government people. You a troll trying to stop these people from knowing their knowledge and getting this 250,000. Man, black people, I don't know if they can get How you asking me if black people can get it? Bro, he ain't asking. He's saying his statements. Bro, anybody can get this money. Why the fuck you gotta put black in this shit? Everybody love putting black and white. The white man doing me like this. The black people doing us like this. Bro, stop coming up with that shit. That shit ain't no way. Look, your dumbass wasn't born when slave was out. When they were beating your ass with chains and whips and shit and boats, throwing your ass under there, telling you, none of y'all bitch ass ain't even been in a boat to throw y'all ass in no water, making you travel hundreds of millions of miles. None of y'all ain't never been through that. So this is not a black or white thing right now. This is about people's constitutional right. You could be a troll on my channel. Trust and believe me. Be a troll on my channel, bruh. I don't care. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure everybody get this $250,000 and know about that knowledge. What you doing? I understand why you. Oh, I don't know, man. I just gotta give people that. Look, it's all started from child support playing with my name. Look, why they got that list out? You tell me this. If you saying this a black or a white thing, well, why they made this up for your constitutional right then? Agents, administrators, captains, sergeants, employees, employers, supervisors. 250,000, the due process. When you don't get a good trial or the law don't treat your ass right, I'll be that black nigga you will call for help. No immunity. Supreme Court ruling. You ain't got this. So how's a black or a white thing, my brother? In my eyes, white and black, that shit don't even exist. My kid, his mom white. She white and Russian, homie. I speak 4 different languages. I moved here. I wouldn't expect to speak 4 different languages. I learned all this shit by being here in Alaska 20 years. You know what I'm saying, my brother? So I ain't got a cap to you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm real sovereign up, man. They done fucked up, and I'm telling people the information, and I'm getting it out here. You feel me? Ain't no way it's about no black or white thing. I got 4 different baby mamas. White baby mom, Filipino baby mom, Samoan baby mom, a black baby mom. Bro, I'm a king in my own time. I knew what I was doing when I was a teenager. I knew I was gonna have, like, if you really studied Japanese, he was a king in his own time. He had a baby with every nationality in the world, my friend. So I'm like a Kanye West on the internet, dealing with our constitutional rights, sir. So when it comes to all these people on here capping about our constitutional right and about getting resorts and getting paid and getting people money, I'm that nigga. Okay? Just remember that when you go to sleep tonight. I'm that person. I want all smoke. Look, I got the document. I got the document right here. All the procedures to do to get the money. Nobody don't care about no UCC1 filing and all that, sir. I don't care about that. Oh, it's 417 over here, like 12. My friend. They say I'm stroking my ego because I'm putting y'all up on this. A troll said I'm stroking my ego because I'm telling y'all about this $250,000 to get in your name. This shit saying offset the bond, file a UCC. Then it shit said redeem your birth certificate. I bet you none of y'all people ain't never redeemed y'all birth certificate at all. Okay, brother. I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, I'm just stating facts. I don't know what you saying. I don't know none of that, bro. You can call me Goofy. But guess what? Trolls like you try to stop programs. You can't stop no programs over here, sir. It's all official over here. You could discharge debt. That ain't shit to me. I want to walk in that bank and get some money without getting arrested, without PP loans, without government assistance, all that shit, bruh. Put the trust in your name. I'll set it. It tell you right here. Post your bond with the Treasury. Why they saying that? Tell me why they telling you that. Can you tell me? I know. I know why you can't tell me, because you don't know. 250,000. Who wouldn't get a free 250,000 for their mama, their sister, their daughter? If you had kids, the government put a bond in your kid's name without y'all not knowing. Guess what? Have you ever heard of a WA account? Nope, you haven't. That's associated with your social security number. When they tell you to close that, the government finna give you, they finna let you play with at least a limit of $100 million. That's a fact. But you think your goofy ass would know that. Guess what? In a minute, I'm not finna be sitting here working with y'all. I'm not finna sit here and be working and telling, look, no cap in my shit. I'm not finna be working for long if I get this money, which I know I'm gonna get it. But I'm not finna be working for long, bro. That one thing about me you should know. I stand on business. A character like me, I stand on business is about getting money. I'm a get money motherfucker. That's one thing that I do. Why I'm gonna work if I get a free 250,000 and my mama can get it in her name, my sister can get it in her name, her daughter can get it in my. Why I ain't gonna help my people? This ain't no black or white thing, brother. I'm just helping everybody else. You feel me? That's what I do. When you sovereign, look, they've been trying to see this letter for 25 fucking years, y'all. I'm giving it to everybody now. Look, we say administrators, captains, employees, captains, sergeants, administrators. Guess what? Agents can be sued in child support. This the document, official. Look, no immunity. If you ain't got this real deal paperwork that I got, don't challenge them, y'all. Don't challenge them, because you ain't gonna believe in your rights. You ain't gonna fight. These people is not fighting. Why your name even certified or capitalized on driver license and birth certificate? Hey, look, they just use that shit to know where your bonds, like, they trying to secretly discover is you trying to tap in on your banking accounts or you trying to discharge shit. That's why they semi all caps and birth certificate to keep it 100 with you. That's what they doing. They ain't telling us this, but when you start using your name in all caps and your birth certificate and driver license, you got a right to travel. Look, this a made it believe shit in everybody's head. If look, picture this back in the days, your great grandparents, when we were all slaves to this country, when we was all white and black, riding in wagon cars and shit, they didn't have insurance, dumbass. So why would they have insurance now? Yeah, and look, when you look up commercial law or driving, when you research driving and traveling, you know what they trying to say what we doing with our driver license? Check this out. I'm giving y'all some game now. With our driver license, they trying to say you using your vehicle for commercial driving, meaning that you going to the store. You know, when you go and buy your food, they trying to say you using your car as a commercial vehicle on the roadway to buy items, to sell items. That's what driver license is. When you really break it down to the common commercial laws about driving and traveling, when you start using, I got the right to travel in court, you're going to always beat that court case. Cause guess what? Just say you want to go to trial with a speeding ticket or insurance or all that shit. Trust me, when you say you want to take that shit on a trial date, get what? They're going to always throw it out in the court. Cause let me tell you, traffic court don't have a jury trial. So it's against your due process. You know when they say you gotta go, child support gotta take you through a trial, you gotta have a lawyer, you gotta have them agreements. With a family lawyer, you have a real lawyer there, you and your girl there, you agreeing, and you know it's a real judge signing off. So it's different with child support, in which a marriage with child support. So people get that mixed up. And with the capital letters and birth certificate and driver license, bro, they trying to see if you trying to tap in to get that UCC1 filing on your name. And I got the document right here. It clearly say, file a UCC1 redeem status, post your bond at the Treasury. Y'all don't even know what that means. Posted bonds at Treasury, redeeming birth certificates, getting your name certified. You don't know nothing about that shit. I do. Man, get that money, man. 10% left. 10% left. I ain't charging up my phone. I've been on this shit for an hour and 56, y'all. Look, I'm just telling you how to get this 250,000. Everybody in the morning don't get to see this paperwork right now. Everybody don't get to see this shit. But I'm just putting y'all up on game, man. Get that 250 grand. Call my number 907-615-1316. Why this shit saying close banking accounts down dealing with your social security number? Tell me why the government saying that and telling you to redeem your birth certificate. Redeem your birth certificate. You file a UCC1 status, post your bond at the Treasury. And then it said it give you a green card at the Treasury bond to activate. I'm reading this off of my document now. Then it said a $10 million block. Man, this crazy, y'all, what I'm seeing right now. It's so crazy right now with this document, what I'm talking about. Hey, 2 people already cashed out me $250. Look, I ain't even charging y'all $1,000 for this document. I'm not charging you $500 for the document. All I said is just send your boy something decent. And now, since y'all sending me something decent, since 3 people sent me $250 for this document, I'm gonna give it to y'all for $250 now. The document, if you want the document to get the $250,000, put your mama name in this shit, your kids. If you got kids, if you got a brother or sister, man, help these folk, man. Help these folk activate their bond, man, and get their money. Do that for them. Do that for a Christmas present. Do that for your mama. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, man. Do that shit for your kids, man. Do this shit for everybody. Look, I ain't even charging everybody a lot of money for this shit. I'm giving it to you for $250,000. Look, $250,000. I'm giving it to you for $250. Want me to tell you why? 3 people sent me that shit. And look, they cash out me this shit. They got my number. That we talk and text. If you don't believe in your constitutional right, if you don't believe you got $250,000 in your name, we ain't even gotta talk. You ain't even gotta believe me. When you see me redeem my birth certificate, and later on I'm gonna show y'all on my live, redeem your birth certificate, do all this shit, and I'm gonna show you how to walk in the bank and get this money. This document will be no longer. I would not sell this document no more. Trust me, this document would not be sold. It won't be sold. It won't be sold no more. I promise you. Once I redeem my birth certificate and do all that, I'm rich, bruh. I ain't helping. I ain't helping out no more. I ain't helping out no more. If you don't catch it, you don't catch it, you lost in the sauce forever. If you ain't been looking at my lives, I don't know what to tell you. If you want to know about this information to get this $250,000, call me 907 615 1316. TJ, do your background check on me. I beat every case. If you want that free $250,000 in your name that the government created, I got it right here. I ain't charging them but $250. Want me to tell you why? I'm a sovereign. I ain't gonna charge y'all all that money for this shit. I ain't. And them trolls and shit. Look, I'm gonna tell you, trolls, when y'all come on my page looking at this and saying this and that, I don't care. Cause get what? My people already believe in me. They already researched me. They already know this $250,000 right here. This gonna look. Once you do this paperwork and you redeem your birth certificate and you file the UCC one and you verify your bond certificate and you go to the website and they give you a control number, you walk right in the bank and get your money. Thank you. Hey, I'm finna get off the internet. If you want to know more, look, call me 907 615 1316. That's all I gotta say. Facts. Peace. I love y'all.